Welcome to You Ought to Watch This Movie, the podcast about movies from the first decade of the 2000s, aka the aughts. Follow along and explore a movie from the aughts, getting unbridled opinions from two millennials. Sit back, relax, and enjoy one of the best decades in movies.
It's that time again for the podcast, You Ought to Watch This Movie.
Yes. Although sometimes we don't know if they ought to watch it or not.
Yeah, I think this is one of those times where, you're going to have to make your own decision. But as always,
I'm Colin.
and I'm Miles, here is You Ought to Watch This Movie. Starting off, the title of the movie is...
Eye of the Beholder.
Yes. And this, well, spoiler alert again, if you haven't watched it and you want to hear our over-encompassing, unbridled opinions, pause it, watch it, waste 90 minutes of your life, and come back for a non-wasted half hour of us talking about it.
And your disclaimer, this one is rated R. This was from IMDb, but the actual movie said something not quite the same. But for strong violence, sexuality, we'll also throw in nudity, language, and brief drug content.
I didn't actually see any nudity, did you?
Yes.
Oh.
You were off cooking your
Oh, my tuna.
snack.
Yeah. Okay.
And I did not say anything.
Mm-hmm. Miss Goody Two-Shoe over here.
But it was like the bath scene.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Didn't miss much. So, what do we want to go through first?
Well, I would like to mention that even though the internet says this is a 1999 movie, it was released in the U.S. in 2000.
So just like, was it last week's?
Well, the last time I was wrong about that one. The last time it was released at a film festival.
Film festivals don't matter.
99. But this one was released internationally in 1999, but then in the U.S. in 2000.
Well, needless to say, it's still a 2000 movie. And I think from this next podcast that we do after this, moving forward, we're probably going to be a little more picky and choosy on our videos because the way we kind of decided on it is, I guess this trailer was just lined up and we both just instinctively started writing our trailer summary reviews.
And because we liked the main actor.
Yeah. So we'll get into characters in a minute, but it's a recognizable one.
But like in the future, we are definitely not going to watch a lot of horror movies. So if that's your genre, we're sorry. But sure, there's other podcasts that you can listen to that talk about horror movies.
Well, I mean, wouldn't any podcast breaking down horror movies inevitably involve the line of, oh my God, she fell. Why isn't she getting up? Why is she running to the attic or / basement? Why doesn't she just leave?
Why is someone being left alone in the dark?
Yeah,
Why
so
don't they have a group?
here you get a litany of various items. What is the, there's this rule that there's only like 27 different types of stories.
Do you mean genres or do you mean like
Stories.
like plots? And then they just change them minutely or something.
It's plot types.
Okay. I
can't-
believe that probably.
Yeah. I'm looking it up, but I guess there's only 7. I don't know. It says 7 types: overcoming the monster, rags to riches, the quest, voyage and return, rebirth, comedy, and tragedy. And crunching story types and plot down to 3: happy ending, unhappy ending, tragedy. this movie, I think, falls into, well, unhappy and happy, depending on what alternate ending you watch.
Yes, and we'll get to that in a little bit. We should probably talk about the trailer.
Okay, so go on.
All right, my points from the trailer. There was no voiceover until the end when it was announcing like the title of the movie and like the actors.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Although it did have like a silent voiceover telling you like each, I guess, character's title or like their role in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, the killer, the watcher, the
Predator.
whoever. Yeah, the predator. So, yeah. And then I said I don't think I'll like it, but the trailer could be deceiving like they have been in the past. And I said it might be a good psychological thriller, but I don't think it ended up that way.
So this is going, my trailer summary here. I wrote it, and at the end of the movie, I told Colin, I can't wait to read this to you. Okay. So this is what I wrote. Spy movie question mark. The kid saying so, and the subsequent trailer with the graphic, the predator, and the weird snippets of the movie left me thinking, is this a creepy love story packed into an action movie, or a thriller story with action-packed love dialogues, or a love story with a tragedy, thriller, action-packed theme? It does have Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor, though. So, Ewan McGregor was the star, and was it Megan Judd?
Ashley Judd.
Ashley Judd.
Who we know from TNG.
Yes.
Ensign Robin Leffler.
Yep.
And she was also Triss's mom in the Divergent movies.
Okay. Well,
That's
fair.
like notably the two things we would know her from.
And as I explained already, Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan.
Yes, anybody who's anyone would know that, hopefully.
Well,
Except one of the office
there's
ladies.
some weird people living under a rock. Hello there.
And he's also Christopher Robin in
Yes.
the same titled movie.
Excellent movie. It's unfortunate that we won't get to it in this podcast, but that is an awesome movie.
Yes.
So, what else do you have for?
Well, I didn't write a summary, but here's a quick summary. Basically, this spy type person is tasked with, I guess, spying on his boss's son to see, what he's up to. And in the meantime, he gets distracted by the son's girlfriend and then ultimate death. And then he gets obsessed with the girl and he's just following her around the whole movie for some,
Unexplained reason.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's basically it.
I mean, if you've ever seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, in that movie you have to, keep track of to understand the course of the story. This is much more difficult. Like, one of the first two words, spy movie question mark. This Ewan McGregor's character, I don't even remember the name.
His name, oh.
It doesn't matter.
No, his name is just on the cast list as I.
Okay.
Because his password everywhere is Eye of the Beholder. That's like his, what's that called? His
passphrase.
Or his name.
Secret.
Like spy name or something.
Well, and then, it's like whenever the cop pulled him over in New York City and he, shows him this ID card, he goes, sorry about that. Yeah, sure, you can park in front of a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
And he calls him detective, and it's like, okay, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Because, I've never seen, until now, and mechanically, I understand how it could be accomplished. But who would want to make a camera that fires with a, firearm trigger? I mean, on a long rifle, to say the least, it's like, are you, why? It's so unnecessary. So, but it starts out with him exposing this boss, and that's where you see, him looking across, one high rise to another with this rifle-like camera, and apparently you find out later it is a rifle as well.
Mm-hmm.
But he's looking through this high rise with a rifle camera, taking pictures of this boss having fun in his office, fun quotes, with some broad, and then immediately following, his boss, who presumably is also a spy, says, "I need you to spy on my son." Like, what kind of organization is this exactly?
Yeah, it was kind of weird, and but I did like how their building had lots of cats. That was interesting.
What was interesting about the building as well is how they're video conferencing from literally downstairs. like not like you walk around to a flight of stairs, but literally up a flight of stairs. You open the door and boom, that's the person that you're video conferencing. But needless to say, what else you got?
Well, I thought the first scene was kind of funny. Just that guy getting outed and the picture of him, being inappropriate, and then everybody knows about it. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then I already said I like the cats in the building, but I said, is it an intelligence building or what? I don't know. And I guess we can move on to, I asked, is his dead daughter following him?
Yeah, I picked up on that pretty early on rather,
Yeah.
and it was like that trailer was so, weird. It was like in the middle of this trailer where you're having this intense dialogue. You hear a little girl go, "So," and it's just like, what? The trailer makes as much sense as the movie, but needless to say, is the technology that they were using, was seemingly advanced, but I don't know of the last time I've seen, a circa 1998 Windows computer get hacked like that. Not to say it's impossible, but just the way they did it, they made it look super future realistic. Spy equipment looked like it was incredibly mobile, and Ewan McGregor's character is on a plane plugging into the how they used to have the phones in the back of the headrest. I don't know if you remember that, but
Kinda.
and he plugs in to a probably 48 kilobyte connection, or 64, whatever it is, and he's got perfect streaming video to either the base or wherever he's spying on. Like, okay, yeah, sure,
Well, and I was confused. I wasn't sure when this is supposed to be taking place because the technology's advanced, but then contrasted with the I don't know, the decor of the apartments that they were in and things. It just seemed what year are we in? Because the apartments and stuff seemed really old compared to the technology.
Yeah.
Or is that just me not remembering the 90s?
So we can. It would be the late 90s, I would imagine, because of the tombstone at the end.
Okay.
And the timeline expressed throughout.
Okay.
Excuse me.
But then I yawned because I'm not a psychopath.
Oh, okay. Hope you yawned too. But if you didn't, hey there, psychopath. So what else do we got?
I said this movie is confusing. It seems like he just wants to be with the girl at some point and is just killing everyone that she might be able to find happiness with.
Yeah, I mean, she is a murderer, a cold-blooded murderer.
I know, because the first thing we see is that she kills, his boss's son, and then like it moves on from there. Like she continues to kill people, and then like she finds someone that she's happy with, and I'm not sure if she was planning to kill him or not. It didn't seem like
That's
she
a little
was.
later. The real interesting thing is whenever he's following Ashley Judd's character on the train, and I guess she hooks up with this other guy, and after they get off the train, Ewan McGregor's looking in the window, and then up, it's just a floating body. Like, okay, am I expected to believe that whatever place, they were showering or whatever is like some watertight area where you can drown someone in that?
Yeah.
Not so much.
But yeah. But now I'm wondering if he killed that guy instead.
Okay, now that's an interesting angle. I didn't even think of it until just now. I mean, it is possible. Oh, it is very possible that it would. Oh my goodness. You just killed the entire movie arc.
But we watched her kill the first guy, though.
No, because now it comes into question, was the entire movie a play on the title itself? Eye of the Beholder. Because now there are all of these murders that someone has to answer for. And it's his claimed experience, right? Because history is won by the victors.
Oh.
So maybe he killed all those people.
Oh.
Because he was obsessed with this girl. Oh, man, that's a mind bend. Ugh. But to get an idea of how obsessed this guy is with her, whenever she finds this guy that, she's, I guess, happy with, he's in this church tower spying down on it, and he takes out his little camera rifle. No, guess what? It's a real rifle, a bolt action, right? And he's standing at the steeple of a church. And one thing that they continuously got wrong was the positioning of the rifle. Like in one instance, you're looking at the side of a rifle barrel, from around a corner, and then you switch camera back to him, but he's literally standing inside the entirety of the room, and so that butt is not extruding out into the window.
Yeah.
But in this case, whenever he sees his girl leaving to get married, I say his girl, but that girl leaving,
Joanna, that's her real name,
is he takes out his rifle, starts cocking back that bolt action, and starts firing 3 shots from the church steeple.
Yes, and I was thinking, who are you trying to kill, and what are you trying to do? And he ultimately ends up killing her.
The driver and the lover.
The driver came out of the car.
Oh,
He
okay,
wasn't. He was still alive. He was just hurt.
But it was just like, okay, there's this big puff of white smoke. Now, I'm no forensic expert, but I'd imagine there are witnesses that said, well, the smoke came from the steeple.
Yeah.
But
So,
man.
yeah, that was kind of weird. Then my thought was, well, we should before I say that, we should mention like the snow globes.
Oh yeah, that he would collect.
He would collect snow globes, and I guess what, for his daughter or just for himself? I don't know.
No, because now that you made that comment, I think they're trophies.
Okay, well.
Oh my goodness.
But the snow globe was kind of cool because it would tell you where he was heading or where he just, ended.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of cool. And also if you watch the alternate ending, well, no, I won't get to that yet. Because all of my other comments are like after we've seen the whole movie.
Okay.
We talked about the whole movie.
Well, that's precisely it. It wasn't necessarily that we didn't take, notes in this movie. It was more along the lines of like, what are we watching?
Yeah, I mean, I took more notes than the last movie
Yeah.
because I wasn't as engrossed in this, and I was just like thinking, where is this heading and what's going on
They never
and
really
how's it gonna
answer on
end?
where it's heading. It just, like, okay, that happened. Cool deal. Let's move on to the final part because, there's a good amount to talk to there.
Okay, well,
So in the first ending,
mhm.
he, has gone up to Alaska to follow this girl at a restaurant, and the feds are there because they believe that she is responsible for these murders, and then they bring this doctor friend up there to confirm it's her, but the doctor tried to protect her, said no, it's not me. But to understand what happened next is the doctor and Ewan McGregor's character had met previously in the film and said, "Oh, well, I taught her to, be strong for herself, blah blah blah." And so she saw Ewan McGregor's character there and basically gave him a nod, like "get her out of here" type thing. And so they leave, and they, go back to the home trailer where he has swapped out his gun with from bullets to blanks, and she walks in, sees these maze of collections of all these globes from all the different places, and it clicks in her, oh my god, this guy's been following me. And so she shoots him with a blank, and he sold that bullet so well. But obviously he's alive. And then they're driving down the road. He's trying to catch up to her in a motorcycle. And then
Yeah, she's in a car and he's on a motorcycle
in Alaska, mind you.
with the snow.
And bam, she just crashes into a lake. All right.
As she goes like,
Off the ledge.
off a hill type thing.
So that's the first ending. And that's
And she died.
yeah, she dies. And that's the first ending. Nothing else. Bye. Okay, game's over. But then we found an alternate ending where every bit lines up to whenever they're driving, and at the end where he's got the motorcycle and she's got the car, they like seemingly reach out to each other like, "Oh, I love
Try
you,
to
Jack."
touch hands.
Yeah. And the moment they did, the exact same scene plays out where, she's put in the water. And I'm thinking, okay, if your hand is sitting out the window and you're reaching out for someone, is like you are not looking for the off ramp, pardon my pun here, to dive headfirst into the ice, when seemingly, if they were driving in the same line, they would have remained on the same path and ended up together. But no, she just, grabs her hand, and as soon as it is, bloop, bloop, right into the freaking frozen lake.
Yeah, that didn't make as much sense.
However, the second ending...
After that, after she dies, he's somewhere else that's not Alaska. I'm not sure where. And he's at a grave site, a headstone that is his wife, apparently.
No. Joanna Eris. He said, oh, wait, yeah.
No, it was his wife. Because his name is Stephen Wilson, and the headstone was something Wilson.
Right,
and then this young girl is in front of the headstone, and he's like, "Who are you visiting?" And she says her mom. And so he figures out that that's his daughter, who is not the daughter from the picture that he thought, because he just had a class picture and was trying to guess which one was his.
And I'm sitting here trying to think to myself, is how he said, no, I'm the parent of, just bam, swap out of old photo. Let me convince you, little girl. Hey, I got candy in my van. You want to come there? It's like, okay.
And yeah, I remembered right now what his actual name was, because it doesn't say on IMDb.
What was it?
I just told you, Stephen.
Oh, Wilson, yeah. And so
like
the little girl that he's seen, that he sees at the graveyard is standing, on his, I guess, old wife's grave. And she's like, saying bye to my mommy or something. And his first thought is, oh, let me engage this person. Like,
But it was kind of a happy ending, because then but now that we've figured out that he might be the killer, I don't know, may not be good for her.
I don't like where this is going, because
So this was a psychological something. I don't
No,
know if
no,
it
no,
was
no,
a
no.
thriller,
Is
it's making us think. Anyway.
yeah.
But so I said, this was pointless. Not sure the meaning. Too deep for me.
My final commentary was conclusion. It was a creepy thriller love story with an action-packed theme. So it was kind of all three.
Yeah, and then I said this was a weird movie and you should watch the alternate ending just if you want to be a little happier. But then when this was over, I was like, we need to watch something, something funny because that was too heavy of a movie to like end the night on.
Yeah, we ended up watching some Last Man Standing. But still, this movie is just weird, and I'm interested to read more into the theories behind it, because in my head now, he's the killer.
Yeah.
Because, okay, wait, just putting this out here. What serial killer, murderer, and I hope you know none, but do we know that would murder someone and then, oh, you know what? I'm just going to slide down to the dock and get all this blood off me, go buck naked, and just, come on.
And because it was weird because she was like hysterical and it was like, maybe she's not the killer. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking.
But we still watched her. But you said it's from his perspective, so maybe. I don't know.
That's so interesting.
I don't know. But we have to grade it.
Oh, I will give it a 70. Do I want to give it a 72 or 74? How about a 73? Just right in between. I'll give it a 73.
I give it a C- and a 70%.
Oh, all right. Well,
so I think I actually gave this a higher score than Supernova. But that's because the trailer made me mad at that movie because it was very misleading.
Watch Supernova, a movie nothing like the trailer, but watch this trailer so you'll want to see the movie.
And it's it doesn't match its rating at all.
No. Oh, no.
That's what I was also mad about that too.
What, about last night not getting to see more nudity?
No,
I mean, come on, Colin. Jeez.
No, I was upset about the other movie.
Oh.
Because it said PG-13 and then we get
Well, if you remember Crawford McKenzie from The Big T's.
Crawford McKenzie.
Yeah, McKenzie. What did I say?
I thought you said maybe you were just saying in a weird accent. Okay, continue.
Anyway, this movie gets 73, 70 from Colin. And, if you want us, to look at a specific show, please let us know.
Yeah, but we're probably just continuing on our path of watching things in chronological order.
Which we just got done with Star Trek, The Scorpion.
If you're excited about one, comment. And if it isn't on our list, we will put it on our list.
I am looking forward to more movies and being more selective with movies.
We'll try, because sometimes I have FOMO.
Sometimes, let's be real. All the time.
Yeah.
Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up here.
Yes.
Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, for time's sake, we'll wrap it up, and we hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Miles.
I'm Colin.
And this has been You Ought to Watch. Enjoy the outro music.
Thanks for listening to You Ought to Watch This Movie, a podcast about movies from the first decade of the 2000s, aka the aughts. Be sure to subscribe for new episodes covering movies you ought to watch. We'll see you next time.